Now these right here are crazy light. Wait, no, that's Adidas, sorry. These right here are ultra light. Yo guys, Zakaragi here for another episode of Toilet Reviews, where we'll be going over the Ning Ultralight 2025. Now these guys right here are very impressive. So before we get into things, I need you guys to drop a like, a comment, and if you're feeling so generous, maybe even subscribe to the channel as well. That way you don't miss out on the action. I'd really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get straight into this review. And first things first, I gotta give a huge shout out to Kickzone for sending these over. Thank you guys, I really do appreciate it. And as always, this is gonna be my complete and honest review. But if you do want to cop a pair of these by the end of the video, or anything else on their website, I'll leave an affiliate link down below, so make sure you guys go click that, it does help out the channel. So getting more into the shoes right here, and man, if I could sum up this shoe in one word, it wouldn't be light actually. I would sum it up as innovative. Like, this thing is crazy. Ning and all of the other overseas brands constantly remind me about why they're just doing so much better with their products versus Nike or any of the other North American brands, because each and every shoe that they put out is so well thoughtfully designed and just has so much more tech and just everything in it compared to those other shoes that North American brands put out. Now this is the yellow colorway of the shoes right here. No specific name tied to it. All I'm seeing out there is yellow, so I'll roll with that for now. But to me, this seems like a McDonald's inspired colorway, just with the yellow and the red and whatnot. So I'll call these the McDonald's Ning Ultralight 2025s. But as far as who wears these in the league right now, Fred VanVleet of the Houston Rockets does currently rock these. Maybe not the specific colorway, but he's been wearing the shoe itself. So shout out to Fred VanVleet, former Toronto Raptor, won an NBA championship for my country over here. So big shout out to Fred VanVleet. So these guys do come with a really cool box. I'm really loving the whole futuristic design and look that it has. And as far as it comes to the retail price for these, it's kind of hard to say because in different websites and different places, they go for different prices depending on the colorway you get as well as the size you get as well. So the baseline price that I'm seeing is about 200 US and above. So a bit on the pricier side of things, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, I really love the way that this silhouette looks. So apparently these were inspired by Ferrari 512 TR. You can definitely see that if you see a side-by-side image of the shoe and the car itself. And I do want to point out that these do feel like a runner made for basketball, just given how light these feel on feet. Like, it's insane. I believe when I put it on the scale, they came out to about 440 grams if I'm not mistaken for the size 10 pair right here. And just to compare it to like one of the lighter shoes that Nike has, like the Kobe 8 Pro for example, these weigh less than that shoe. So that speaks volumes because the Kobe 8 Pro is a pretty light shoe in my opinion. So getting into the outsole right here, and we do have a very interesting pattern. I'm not really sure what to describe it as, but it's definitely non-traditional. So we do have a decoupled design right here, meaning that the forefoot area and the rear foot area are separated. So there's actually two different rubber compounds going on here. So in the forefoot area, we do have the brand's GCU rubber compound, which stands for ground control unit. And then on the rear foot area, we do have the brand's Tough OS rubber compound, which is meant for outdoor play and being extra durable. So just based off of my experience with GCU, especially with the weight 11 with the solid rubber option as well, these guys are definitely elite when it comes to the cleaner courts, but on dust, it does struggle a bit and pick up a lot more of that. So I'm really interested in seeing how these are going to hold up on those dustier courts. Only time will tell. I'll let you guys know in the performance review, but right now I'm looking at this pattern and it really does feel very sturdy and tough. So I'm gonna say this is probably gonna be a good option for outdoors. However, I would have preferred that these grooves be a little bit deeper just for added durability of the pattern. But if this rubber compound is tough enough, then it should be able to hold up and not wear down as quickly. But I won't be able to test these out outdoors, unfortunately, just because there is a lot of snow on the ground right now where I'm at, and that's not even an option to play outside. Moving along to the cushion, and normally when it comes to these ultra lightweight shoes, they kind of sacrifice on the cushion department because they want to keep the shoes as light as possible. But these guys right here somehow have a really good cushion setup, which is honestly very surprising. So these feature a dual density foam setup featuring the brand's Light Foam Ultra as well as Super Boom foam compounds. And as far as how these feel on foot, these are very comfy actually. Now I will say they aren't very plush, but the comfort is definitely there. The Light Foam Ultra feels lightweight but also stable as well. The Super Boom I can definitely feel also, it's mostly in that forefoot area. I'm getting some good responsiveness when I walk around in them. I'm assuming it's going to activate more when you actually start playing in these. Also, the insole that the shoes come with, it's actually not bad. Definitely not the greatest thing out there, but gets the job done. But my only concern for this cushion setup would be the longevity of it, just because it is such a lightweight setup that I don't know how quick these are actually going to bottom out, so only time will tell. Hopefully by the time I put out my performance review I can give you a better answer on that. Now another thing that lightweight shoes like this typically don't prioritize would be the supportive features, but these guys surprisingly have a good amount of supportive features. So on the midfoot area we do have this TPU shank plate. There is these TPU side pieces on the midsole right there, and then on the back part of the shoe there's also this heel counter, and then on top of that you do sit within this midsole, so the midsole also does support your foot and cradles it on those movements and whatnot. So I'm really excited to see how these kind of perform all together on court. Okay, so diving into the materials, and it's made up of a very lightweight fused material. Now this is going throughout the entire shoe, and then woven into this fused material we do have what the brand is calling their boom fiber. So this is supposed to add some better structure and support to the shoes as well. Now despite these being super lightweight and very thin, they definitely still feel very supportive. Like, the materials don't feel cheap at all. I still feel like these are going to hold my foot and contain it very well, which is very surprising given how this material is sort of structured and whatnot. So long-term durability is a concern of mine, but there is added TPU fused material on those higher areas for better durability. Now when it comes to the breathability of this material, we do have a very open toe box right there with the see-through mesh, so there's a lot of airflow going through there. So the tongue that the shoes come with is very thin, and it's also partially gusseted as well. But what I really do appreciate about the design of it is that it does have strategically placed padding just to help with the lace pressure that the shoes might give you. And then when it comes to the overall padding within the shoes, it's surprisingly decent. Like, we have a decent amount of padding on the back interior portion back here, which I am surprised about. I thought they would have kind of skipped out on that part of the shoe, but it's there and I'm happy that there's something there. And then when it comes to sizing, these are snug and narrow, so wide footers should definitely go a half size up, but otherwise go true to size. That should work best. That's what I did. I went with my normal size 10 in these and I had no problems at all. But overall guys, these are such an impressive shoe. The attention to detail and thoughtfulness put into the design is next level, and Ning and what they're doing needs to be studied by all the North American brands, because they need to take note of the innovation that they have going on over there. But my only thing is, I just wish these are more widely available within the North American market, because the people out here need to know what they're doing over there, because this stuff is miles better than what other North American brands are putting out right now, in my opinion at least. But comment down below and let me know what you think about the shoes, and if you have any questions and whatnot, I'll try to answer them in the comments down below. We're at that point in the video now. It's time for hashtag Zacharagi, what you rockin'. And for today, I have another shoe that I find to be very impressive. So these are the Skechers SKX Rain. I'll be doing a review for these very soon, so stay tuned for that. But that is it for today, guys. I appreciate you guys as always. I'm signing out. Peace.